You are now listening to a 302 Birds podcast experience, proudly powered by Tick Pick, Cutbet, El Diablo Burritos, Nick's Pizza, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds. I hope you got your pens, your papers, your soft pretzels, your hoagies, your water ice, whatever the hell in Philly you need. Get your notes ready because we got a ton to talk about on tonight's show. We're talking about the Phillies ups and downs. We're talking about the Flyers unfortunately letting us down and choking. It was a good run while it lasted. I mean, it was a good run while it lasted. Besides that, we're also talking about these Micah Parsons rumors that some of the radio stations are talking about. We're going to put some of them to rest. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to be talking about Nick Nurse potentially being our guy, Rojas potentially being back. And was this the best WrestleMania yet? Will be our last topic. I think so, but I'm also biased. Jason Kelce was there. Before we get into anything else, I'm going to kick it to Jackson in a second here, but we want to thank El Diablo, as always, for sponsoring our call-in segment. We got an awesome call-in, Sam Nelson from Birds of the Gridiron podcast, joining us in a second.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is. Their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless, go Birds.
Thank you to El Diablo Burritos for that sponsorship. Like it said in the video, if you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and get a nice fat burrito bowl. Tonight's calling we have is Sam. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good, guys. How you guys all doing?
Doing well. Doing well. Can't complain. What question do you have for us tonight?
All right. Well, due to the fact that I run an all Eagles podcast, I, of course, have a Birds question. And since we are about a few weeks out of the draft, my question would be, what do you think right now is the favorite to be the Eagles' first-round pick based off position, corner, offensive line, stuff like that?
Say it one more time. Sorry, I was got distracted.
What position do you think is going to be your favorite for the draft? He's asking. So what position are you favoriting the Eagles to draft?
I'm we always said it previous times before, linebacker. I think we need more depth at the linebacker. We got Devin White to fill in some of those roles, but we don't really know what we're doing with Nakobe Dean, if he's even going to play this year, or even Nolan Smith. So I think linebacker is always a good position to go after. I mean, I think our offense is pretty much stacked. Maybe I can see us drafting, in like later rounds, some kind of offensive lineman. So we have more depth because we lost to Peta. Obviously, Kelce retired. So, but mainly I think we should look for linebacker or outside linebacker.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Jack hit the nail on the head.
Sam, what position do you think that the Birds are going to draft?
Okay, so here's my thing. When I talk about the Eagles, I realistically try to think of how I know this organization runs. So I get what you're saying with linebacker. I don't have any linebackers that are off-ball linebackers that are going to play the middle like Devin White and Nakobe Dean as first-round grades. That is a second-round thing for me. As annoyed as this is going to be, they look for the future. Like Jason Kelce, they apparently have been trying to draft his replacement with Landon Dickerson, who, of course, had to move to left guard, and now Cam Jurgens. It's going to annoy a bunch of people. I want either a corner or an edge rusher in the first, but I would not be surprised if it's an offensive lineman. Because, again, Lane Johnson's got 2 more years on his deal, and he's not getting any younger. So I think it's going to end up being an offensive lineman. It's going to be the first pick. It's not the sexy name that people like, but it's how they operate. This is how the Eagles operate. They value the offensive line more than anything in the world. Now, they value the defensive line too, but they've kind of been doing that, with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter over the past couple of years. Now, could they add an edge? Could I see them trade? I've heard reports that there's a possibility they try to trade up because there's some offensive linemen they don't think will be there at 22. I could even see them drop back a few slots into like the late 20s, grab an edge rusher, accumulate another maybe second round pick, and then go from there. But if I had to put my betting on it, and I hate this because I'll tell you now, I will be in clinical depression if I have to watch James Bradberry attempt to play cornerback on the Philadelphia Eagles any longer. I want a corner so freaking badly because I don't know if you guys saw this, but about a month ago, Darius Slay was on NFL Network, and they were asking about like all their additions. And from what I got from what he was saying, it sounds like he may be calling it a career soon because he's about to be 34. So I want a corner.
Those guys are going to be out. I see what you mean. I think that this is their last hurrah. I think it's both their last season in Philadelphia, unfortunately, looking on it. They're both a little bit older. They aren't what they are. But I think that you need to keep one of them this year. I think like just for that veteran presence, they are loaded at corner though already. They have a lot of guys that can break out. So I don't mind the idea of corner if it's like a best available thing. That's how I think that the Eagles should play this. I think that they should go in with a general game plan. Okay, is it going to be we're going to, invest in an offensive lineman? Are we going to invest in a linebacker? Okay, our safety maybe. That would be nice in my opinion. That would be great to see. That's my top need for the Eagles in the draft. Even despite, some of the work that they've done with CJGJ, but you never know what's going to happen. CJGJ, unfortunately, knock on wood, what happened last year? He was out for the whole year. So if that happens again, you're pretty much in the same exact spot that you were last year. At the end of the day, though, in my opinion, I think that they need to just play poker. They need to sit back, watch what other teams do, observe, learn, and if they need to trade back, you guys said earlier, I think that would be a great move too. I think that, like I just said, they need to see what other teams do and play at your own disposal. That's what Howie Roseman is best at doing under pressure. So I'm confident in them.
I would also just like to say, in comparison to a lot of other teams, we are set up incredibly well going into the draft, right? We've been talking about it. There's not anything that we're like, we are done for if we don't get this position, right? Like living in Chicago, Bears fans are completely panicking over the draft, right? It is not a fun time to be any Chicago sports fans right now. So just thinking about that, we are in better shape than they are. At least that's how I've been viewing it the last couple of weeks.
The Cubs look decent though this year, in all fairness.
Cubs look decent. Sox look terrible.
Everyone else sucks though.
All right, Sam. Well, I appreciate you coming on the pod tonight. Would love to have you back. Do you have any where can we find you at?
You can find me on Facebook, Sam Nelson. And of course, you can find me on Monday nights from 5:30 to about 7:30 right here on Facebook on Birds of the Gridiron on Facebook. And that's basically where you can find me at.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. And have a good rest of your night, buddy.
You guys too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
No worries. Thanks for joining. All right. Don't worry. I see the comments. 302 Chuck's going to be joining us soon as we take another trip into the ballpark. Time for Phillies talk with Ballpark Tommy.
Dinger's Dutch. Dinger's Dutch indeed, and we have a proud sponsorship with an out of the park pizza place in Nick's Pizza.
Me killing it.
Ooh.
You do advertising, buddy.
Do you like these like every week? I'm switching it up a little bit to keep.
Are you sure you weren't an advertising major?
I know I should have been, right? So we have some business to attend to, boys, though, with us. We have 302 Chuck. Welcome 302 Chuck. And we have some other business in the business that Spencer Turnbull has been shoving these last few outings. He went 6 innings this past week. He went 6 innings the time before that. Has a 0 ERA so far with the Phillies. He was a former number 1 overall, had some injury issues, thought he was going to suck because of how bad his ERA was, thought it was going to be a nothing pickup, and now we could be seeing the demise of Taijuan Walker, all because of the dominance of Spencer Turnbull.
Why do you sound like you want to see that? Sorry.
because Tylen Walker was a little bitch in the playoffs, got his panties in a twist, and like went off on X, Twitter, whatever it's called nowadays. Give your dog a bone, and what it's called now, and just called out Rob Thompson for no reason. Like, dude, you suck. That's why you didn't pitch in the playoffs. But Spencer Turnbull, he's not a little bitch. He shoves. He goes out there, 0 runs, and it's given up. 0 ERA. That's why I love him.
Chuck, how you feeling about this guy?
Oh, he's a dog. Red Bull, his nickname. He's amazing. Great pickup from Dave Dombrowski. He's been balling the past 2 games for sure. He's definitely been better than Nola for sure this year. He's killing it for sure. I don't know why I said for sure 3 times in a row, but it's all good. I think he has potential to be in our five pitcher rotation with Nola, Wheeler, Sanchez, him, maybe Walker if he's healthy. And hopefully we can see McAble get called up somewhat in the future. And then hopefully next year we can get Paytner. So I think our 5-star rotation will be good next year and this year. And I'm praying our bullpen gets better. Praying.
Now, do you think we have given him enough time? That's my thing. We go back to Lorenzen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was high on Lorenzen there. How did that work out for us?
Especially that World Series, or not World Series, the no-hitter.
The no-hitter? Yep, yeah. I remember that day. Yeah.
I
FaceTime with these guys.
Spencer he was good with Detroit. It's just the injuries that resolved him from being like the number 1 for Detroit. He's been hurt his whole career. So hopefully with Philly, like he stay healthy, doesn't give up too much runs like he's been doing the past 2 games, and just dominate maybe as our 4th or 5th starter, which we really need it because we want Dave to pick up a 4th or 5th for a long time. And hopefully with Christopher as our 4th and Spencer as our 5th, we'll have a decent starting rotation for past year and next year for the World Series, hopefully.
Now, fellas, how are we feeling about Rojas?
He's a bum still.
Yeah, I dislike him. You can ask anyone I know. I talk so much about him. I hate him. I hate him.
Oh my God, he's Ballpark Junior already. I think
oh my God,
that's gonna be a perfect fit.
I say we still give him some time. I mean, granted, obviously we haven't really seen what his potential is. Last season was kind of poor, but I think we still should give him some time and see what he can do for us because I believe in him. I do believe in him, and I can't wait to prove all you wrong when that happens. I'm gonna pull a Dalton Holland. I'm gonna pull a Dalton Holland, even though I hate admitting this, and say that I'm gonna right now at 9:21 project that Jonathan Rojas is gonna be a dog later.
Rojas, that kind of thing.
But I'm gonna fucking back him up on it. Damn it, I'm with you, Jack. Let's go. I'm on your team.
He's getting better at hitting, man.
I hope I'm wrong. But as of right now, he's worse than a pitcher spot in the lineup.
Yeah, so they've been like battling it out for like last in terms of all of the stats. So right now he's I think back in last. They've been going back.
Castellanos supposed to be a big guy too, and he just been slumping.
Castellanos is bottom 5 in WAR this year, which Dutchie for you that stands for wins above replacement. He has a negative WAR this year, which means that most players he's actually hurting the team more than he's helping. Is what that means.
Why do we think this? Why is this happening?
Is obviously more valuable. I think he'll get it together slowly. I mean, it's still the beginning of the year. They still got time.
But he's costing us more runs than he is saving us runs.
He can get it together if he doesn't swing at those sliders down low.
Christ, we've only been 4 weeks into the season? Holy hell. Yeah.
This is Tom, though. You remember the fucking Lions game week 1. The season hadn't even started yet. He was in his jersey sitting on the couch, and he was already pissed off at the coin toss. It doesn't get more Delco than that. It doesn't. So That's the being a good.
Delta's better than Delco though. Delco is just amazing.
Say,
Delco steaks suck though.
Yo,
Said.
No, they
their
don't.
steaks are good. Their steaks are good. Not the best.
Said.
All right. Moving on. All right, Phillies win the 2-1 series over the Cardinals. I didn't get to watch the game today, but from what I heard, it was a pretty crazy series. I think JT Realmuto, if I'm not mistaken, took a fucking ball to the throat. Yes,
He did.
Wait, pause. What? No, not the good kind. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, though, that is like one of my biggest fears. I was
What?
talking about earlier. Like,
Pause.
seriously, this
Pause that. You said the good ones. That's crazy.
Oh!
Ew.
How's
Sorry,
Alyssa
sorry.
feel about that, Dutch?
Sorry, Dawn.
Anyway.
Sorry.
What I do want to say is JT Realmuto, that's like one of my biggest fears. That's a scary thing to happen. Like anytime you hit somebody in their Adam's apple, let alone a freaking 90-mile-per-hour fastball coming at your Adam's apple. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. All right, that is a new fear unlocked for me.
That's the most Delco thing right there, Mary and Joseph.
I'm not even from Delco. I just had a teacher that said it. But anyway, point being, shout out to JT Realmuto because then he came back and played today. That is the most Delco thing ever, taking balls to the throat and showing up the next day. Anyway.
Maybe on
Pause,
McDade
pause.
Boulevard, but not anywhere else in Delco.
Oh, dude, I lived on McDade Boulevard for like 8 years. Oh my god, it was the worst.
Yeah. The offensive struggle. Just to abruptly go to the next subject. The offensive struggles continued though this series with the Phillies. The Phillies haven't been able to they went 0 for 9 last night with runners in scoring position, and they went I want to say 4 for 10 today with runners in scoring position, and they went 2 for 8 or something like that at night 1 of the series. So definitely was a strange series. You had Hoffman be very un-Hoffman like in game 1. He blew the lead. Came in and didn't get the save, which he's not usually a closer, but Alvarado being used up. Alvarado got used up a lot last night, too, to try to keep it close, and unfortunately it didn't stay close. And then today, Hoffman came in again, actually shut down the door. So Hoffman turned it around back to normal Hoffman self. I know it's getting talked about a lot with Nola. Nola, third straight outing. His velocity's still down. He's still walking guys. I'm going to chalk it up to it's raining. But also, Nola does this every year in April. He stinks in April. He stinks every year in April. Well, I'm not too concerned about Nola. Not too concerned after seeing him not be able to locate. It's very un-Nola-like, but it's not un-Nola-like for April. So, I'm not too concerned about Nola after this series. I'm still concerned about the offense. That was supposed to be your shining spot. And these guys who were studs last year, they brought in some guy to help teach them plate discipline. And now they all look like they're afraid to hit the ball. Oh, don't get fancy with it. Smack the shit out of it.
Yeah, tell them.
Yeah, I mean, all
let it
the players on offense looks like they're just trying to hit for power. They look like they're swinging for the fences every time they're at bat. It's so annoying. I hate how they do it. It's so weird.
What were you saying, Ash?
No, that's all we got to do. We just got to hit the crap out of the ball. That's all we got to do. And they're not.
I like
doing
the
it.
way Tom said it a little bit better. Don't worry. I know you can't say it like that. Don't worry though. But I'm just saying, Tom.
I
That
have
was
31 days until graduation, Dalton. I'm telling you, if I get kicked out now, it's on you.
You're good. I'm just saying to Tom, hey, you should keep saying it like that. I'm gonna probably make that a T-shirt. I think smack the shit out of it. Ballpark Tommy 2024. You should make a sign that says that. I'm sure Bryce Harper would respond really well to it.
That's the most Delco thing right there.
That is
All
the
the other
most
times,
Delco
screw
thing.
that. That's right there, man.
The most Delco thing from the most Delco guy. But hey, seriously, 302 Chuck, aka Delco Chuck. Maybe that's what we're gonna have to change your new nickname to. Just a part of 302 Birds. But hey, Delco Chuck, man. Salud. I'll tip my cap to you. Thanks for joining us on the show, and we'll have you back more often, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, brother.
Yes, brother.
Bro.
Bye, brother.
Bye.
Oh, I love that guy. I will see him hopefully at Philly Sports Guys event when he has that too. Oh, right on time. Look who's here. Papa, JJ Seglio. Is Nick Nurse the guy, Segs? Let me know in the chat. I think Nick Nurse has the ability to take the Sixers deep. He's going the distance. It's time. I've been waiting since my sophomore year. I think we were in the East semifinals, about to go there, and we lost to this guy. How full circle would it be to come back, not only win that series and all of that, but win the East finals and then actually go to the finals? I don't even give a shit what happens in the finals. If you make it to the finals, I'm satisfied with the way this season went. I would be thrilled if you make a run in the playoffs. But please, please, please give me some sign of hope. Give me something, because if we had to sacrifice the Flyers for nothing and it wasn't for you guys getting better, I'm just going to say unfair trade. And I want to Uno reverse that card. Anyway.
Dutch, I do have to correct you just a little. It was after sophomore year. I only remember that so vividly because we had the double doink against the Bears in the playoffs that year.
Freshman year.
And then, no, that was sophomore year because freshman year was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So it was sophomore year. And then we had the quadruple doink by Kawhi that I still see in my nightmares to this day.
Yep.
Hey, and hopefully he can turn nightmares into dreams, Dutch. See how I work that in there. See? Sorry, that was a little too corny. But I think I don't think he was the issue the last 2 months, Nick Nurse. He didn't have a true big man. Like, not even I love B-Ball Paul. I always jokingly say B-Ball Paul, he's my next all-star. Next year's the year he's going to be an all-star. Or I say that in a joking manner. I love B-Ball Paul, so it's not anything hateful. Oh, I love a good underdog story. That's why too. But he's a brilliant coach. I think we would be amiss to not acknowledge that. And I think he with a healthy Embiid, he could guide us to the promised land. And he's a very smart guy, knows how to set up plays, set up strategy, set up defenses. He's a very smart guy in that sense. Nothing's basic, nothing's stagnant. He's not leaving a lot up to the players. He's like, listen, I'm the coach. I need to give the players direction. He understands that. That's where Doc Rivers kind of failed. Doc Rivers was like, nah, boys, just go out there and do your thing. And that's
Brett Brown.
Oh my God. Brett Brown was a glorified CYO coach. Like, yeah, he set up plays and defenses, but like it was the most basic of basic offenses and defenses. Like,
remember when Brett Brown called him Charlie Brown, or he said some shit like that in his speech, and it's like I know he didn't call somebody Charlie Brown. He made a comparison for something that happened on the court to Charlie Brown, the cart, and I'm like, holy shit. This guy's a dipshit. I mean, a lot of people, Tom, you're probably one included, were calling for Brett Brown's head our senior year of high school, 2016, 2017, already then. I didn't even get on the hype train until about 2017, maybe 2018. 2018, I would say, is really the year that I was like, oh my God.
I was there for the Phil Collins days. I was there. Or Doug Collins. Phil Collins is the singer. Doug Collins days.
Yeah,
I can feel it.
We'll see, because we had MVP Embiid last year, and we still lost in the second round. So I got no confidence in this team. I mean, yeah, sure, Embiid's back, give us a last push, but like, there's no expectations at all. And even if there were, my expectations would be that we're out the second round, because it's what's happened the past 6 seasons. So I really, really don't care what happens with this team. I'm still a Sixers fan deep down in my heart, But at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket because we just have this plague of getting knocked out in the second round. So if it happens, it happens. I really could care less, honestly.
So you guys are under the impression of hope for the best, expect the worst. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
that's fair to say. Mid-show, before we get into our Flyers topic, I do want to kick it to Jackson to do a little bit of our trivia for you guys and let you guys know in the comments what we got going on. JJ, you are usually the one that gets it right, so you got to bail everybody out this week. Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you to TickPick for that sponsorship. Like I've said previous episodes before, it is the Phillies season. Make sure you buy your tickets through TickPick. No fees at all. The leaderboard we have tonight is right now we got Vans at 3, we got Matt at 4, we got Tommy at 4, I guess, because that's a weird hashtag or weird whatever. Dalton's at 2, which I don't know if that's true or not. Josh is at 0. Ash is at 6. Sean's at 0, and Decker is at 3.
I think I'm at 3. I might be at 3, but
no,
I mean, I'm getting my ass.
No, you're not.
Regardless.
You've gotten it wrong. You got last week's right. Anyway.
Oh, no, I did go back. You're at 2. You're not at 2.
I
listened to most of the episodes prior to today.
Actually, Dutch, I went back. You have none.
Go fuck yourself, Tom. Anyway, please.
Tonight's question. And Tommy, when I reveal this answer later in the show, I will give you a brief history lesson. Okay?
Please, because I'm sure you're wrong. Because I know this history.
Wrong.
You are wrong.
What was the original name of the Philadelphia Phillies? A, Pheasants, B, the Liberty, C, Quakers, or D, Nationals? Again, what was the original name of the Philadelphia Phillies before the Philadelphia Phillies? A, Pheasants, B, the Liberty, C, Quakers, or D, Nationals? And I'll give you the answer towards the end of the show.
I'm going
to take Tommy to school because Tommy thinks he knows everything, like Josh Zepp does, but you don't.
You're still wrong.
I'm not.
You are.
Nope. Anyway,
you're telling
moving
me
on up.
Doesn't have his Pheasants jersey ready? Don't tell me Pheasants is the actual answer. I feel like that's the joke answer. God damn it, I didn't put Pheasants in. It's probably the answer. Anyway, next segment. In all seriousness, guys, we're going on the rink. Zeppelin's not here. He will be here this week, though, at our celebrity guest bartender event. What did JJ say? Put it up again.
I have it pulled up.
Hey,
I have multiple people in the
Don't
comments.
worry, JJ. We'll get to it in a second.
Quakers.
Different people. But Dalton, it's not this week, buddy. It's next week, bud.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. One week from today, we will be having our celebrity guest bartender event at Klondike Kate's on the 17th. Jack picked up the check, and we need to put a big amount on it. Shout out to JJ for using TickPick. We appreciate you. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to Empire Sports Media. If you're a New York fan or if you just like watching good fans in general, go check out our guy JJ and what he's doing there. But like I said, it's time to get on the rink. It's been a hot minute since we've been on the rink, everybody. So let's do it. Sorry, I'm stalling because I can't find the fucking intro. Jesus, sorry.
He shoots, he scores! Time for Slap Shots with Zep. Flyers talk from 302 Birds.
Shout out to TickPick for sponsoring that segment as well. If you guys didn't know, me and Jack are also going to be at the game Friday night, not for the Flyers, for the Phillies. And we bought our tickets with TickPick. So use TickPick, use the link in our bio. But oh my God, my ticket prices collapsed on that app and were so affordable. Almost as, I wouldn't say badly. It's one thing's bad, one thing's good, saving money good. The Flyers collapse is bad. It sucks. This was ass. This was depressing. Like I said earlier, if we had to sacrifice one team, we better get the other team back in return. So the Sixers better start to perform. The fact that they haven't won a game since March 12th, you basically shut off the lights for a month. You guys all should have went to Cancun, recuperated, hung out, got fresh legs, gotten ready for the play, because you didn't win any of the games. You could have forfeited them all and done that. It's really depressing, though. I know it's easier said than done, but Oh my goodness. This is a close second for the biggest collapse this year. Biggest collapse for me is the Birds. That was atrocious. That was awful. I don't even want to talk about that, to be honest. But this is a very close second. I mean, the Flyers seemed like they were giving us hope for a while. Then they seemed like they were going to actually really make a good playoff run. And now it seems like we're probably not even going to make the playoffs.
Well, hear me out, okay? So we went into this season, right, not expecting anything positive about these Flyers, okay? Right? They were the unexpected underdogs, and we knew they weren't going to do much because we know it's a rebuilding year for the next 3 to 5 years. So the fact that they were even in remote surroundings of being in the playoffs is something to take home because, like I said, we expected these Flyers to not do shit this year, and they kind of proved us wrong. So, granted, they may not be in the playoffs, but at the same time, they've went a lot further than we expected as a fan base. So, for that, I more power to them. We'll get them next year, but I mean, as a fan base, you can't be that mad with this team. They have a ferocious being to them where they just say, fuck it, I'm going to go and score, okay? So that's something to take home. The Broad Street Bullies is back, baby.
There's something that I can say here.
Go ahead, Ash.
Obviously, this has been heartbreaking, right? I wish they were losing by closer margins. The other night, they lost 9-3, and up until halfway through the third, we were down 8-1. That is pathetic. I don't care if you're having an implosion. That is pathetic. Because you have to think that's losing by like 7 touchdowns in essence, right? We lost the game before 2-6. Okay, we're not losing close games. And again, there was so much excitement surrounding this team, and I understand this was supposed to be a rebuilding year. That's okay. I didn't expect them to make the playoffs. But when they give us hope and then not only lose it, but like rip it out from underneath us, that's where, at least for me, I've stopped watching them. I watched the first part of the game, whatever the last game was that we lost 9-3. Once it was like 5-1, I was like, I'm out of here. We're not gonna put time or energy or effort into watching this game.
Yeah. I think Ash nailed it on the head. Like, they gave us hope. Like, I expected them to be an absolute dumpster fire all year, and they gave me hope all year. I was so glad that they weren't a dumpster
That's
fire.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
However, Ash is also right in the sense of, okay, sure, but we need something to build off of, and that you are losing by like 7-8 goals like a night is bad. Like, usually hockey games are like 1 or 2 goal differences. They're looking like they're Worcester Ruby Legs in 1882 there, Jordan. And
But
what
does that even mean?
You'll see when he schools me in his history. But they've looked like an absolute dumpster fire. These last 7 games, all hope is lost. It's on to the Phillies season. It's on to us losing another second round with the Sixers. It's just same old, same old. The cycle shall continue.
Cycle shall continue. It's a cycle. It's a cycle for some people, just like Micah Parsons and us annoying ass Philly fans assuming, kind of like Mike Trout in a way, but Mike Trout's actually going to come back. That's for sure.
No, he's not.
Story for another day, though. Story for another day.
I literally
that will happen. I'm calling that now. Don't worry. That one, I think we're all calling though. But seriously, Micah Parsons, they're going through some back and forth. It's not looking good. Are these silly rumors, do you guys think? Or is there any legitimacy about Micah Parsons potentially being out of Dallas? And if he's out of Dallas, do you see any shot of our Philadelphia Eagles, the state of Pennsylvania? I mean, Harrisburg is dead smack in the center. So it's also the Steelers, and we all know that he does love his Sixers gear and his Phillies gear. So I'm just saying, I mean, you would probably have to sacrifice some pieces, but if you made the right trade for this, I think that this would be a slam dunk. Do I ever think it's going to happen? Maybe. Probably not. It's not going to happen right now. This wouldn't happen for 5 to 6 years from now. Like Parsons' next team is not going to be the Eagles. He can't do that. He's too loyal. He knows that. However, I think if he went to another team, had a bad stint there, and then if the Eagles offered him the right number in free agency or in a trade or something, I actually think that he would really fall in love with the city and like playing here. I really do.
All right, Dalton. This is where you kind of go down the beaten path all the time. You like we get to call, you hop down that rabbit hole way too deep. This is a terrible rumor. I agree with Segs. This is not happening, and I don't think this will ever be in the forefront at all. But I mean, I think it's just getting some kind of boost about it, so that fans of different teams talk about it like we're talking about it right now. I don't think this is possible. I don't think this will ever happen. I think Micah Parsons has said previously that he would never play for Philadelphia. I think they interviewed him about that, like I think last season. So this is not, nowhere near, gonna happen at all. So that's all I got to say.
To be fair, I think he likes Philly sports, would consider it. That being said, he knows his worth. Howie doesn't value linebackers at all. Henceforth, or if Howie's got to give him a contract that's equal to his worth, he's not going to do it.
Right.
So it's not happening. This is your fever dream, Dutch.
Fever dream for sure. But how can this guy not be your fever dream? I'm just saying this, and I'll put it to rest after this. Dumbass rumor. There's no legitimacy to it now. We all agree upon that. We all know that. However, I do think in the future he could end up here, and we could end up laughing about all of this. I just want to know, what the fuck do you do when you retire? Like, do you split time between the Eagles and the Cowboys? I would love to ask Terrell Owens that question. How does that all work? Like, do you have to, pick a team? Or, you can't just go to one team and be like, yeah, let's go, I love you. And then go to their rival and be like, yeah, let's go, I love. I would really, really be interested to see how that played out. But phenomenal player, all respect to Parsons. A crazy-ass rumor. We'll put it to rest for you guys. However, would not be surprised if he ever had a homecoming in 7 to 8 years. Moving along now. We had an amazing weekend in Philadelphia. Everyone, I think, on this show felt like a 12-year-old again when WrestleMania came to Philadelphia. WrestleMania was done phenomenally. Cody Rhodes finished the story. Kelsey made a freaking appearance with Rey Mysterio, of all people, in one of the most amazing costumes ever. That is amazing marketing. I called it, not to lie, or not to brag, but to brag. I fucking called it. Anyway, JJ, back to your comment earlier. Philadelphia is a football town, my man. It's a football town through and through, but it's a wrestling town too. I see your point. And they delivered. This was the best WrestleMania, I think, ever, in my opinion, throughout my lifetime, at least. This is the best one I've ever watched live. The matches I watched, only a few of them, but as I was watching, I was like, this is electric. And then Raw to follow it up in Philadelphia Monday night was just as electric. Cena made an appearance. He ends up tag teaming with R-Truth and The Miz. Oh my God. I feel like a 12-year-old again. The WWE's back. And I think the coolest part about all of this is Jason Kelsey has already heard from the WWE saying, hey man, when do you want to make an appearance again? So stay tuned. Maybe he found a new side hustle.
And can I just say, Segs, this is false. I mean, no, you're just stupid. It's not the loudest the link will ever be. Okay, come to the link when we win a Super Bowl this year. Okay,
It's the loudest it will ever be, Jordan.
Anyway, I wasn't a big fan. I never was a big fan of WWE at all. That wasn't my go-to. But I for sure watched this since it was in Philly. And it was kind of full circle for Dalton because Rey Mysterio is Dalton's favorite wrestler. And then Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson helping him out is kind of cool. It's kind of full circle. And just a lot of old wrestlers came back in that last match with Cody Rhodes and what's his face? Anyway,
The Rock.
yeah, no, not The Rock. Roman Reigns. Sorry, Roman Reigns. But yeah, you bring back the Undertaker. That was wild when that happened. I watched that live. You bring all these incredible wrestlers back to that last match, and the link was rocking. And our buddy Justin was there, and he just was telling me all good things about it last night. And he said it was legendary. Fun fact: where Justin was staying, I guess he was staying there with him in the same hotel.
Rey Mysterio.
John Cena.
What?
Yeah,
Well, he didn't
John
see
Cena.
him.
He
Dude,
did see him.
Cena's
He
becoming
didn't
one
talk
of
to
my
him, but
new
he saw him.
favorites. Cena's a fucking
No, he
goat.
didn't. You can't see him.
Oh!
I hate you. But yeah, I mean, it was electric. I will definitely tune back in because, like I said, I wasn't a big WWE fan ever in my life, but the fact that it was in Philly, I think, was incredible, and definitely brought me back to when we were kids playing in Dalton's house, watching, playing WWE on the Xbox.
Oh my god, the
So,
video game in the basement.
Yeah.
Royal
SmackDown
Rumble.
versus Raw.
for sure, yeah. So great showing that came out in Philadelphia, and awesome to see that.
That was a really full circle moment. I'm glad you brought that up. And Rey Mysterio, thanks for telling everybody that fun fact about me. I hate his fucking son. I fucking hate his son. And I know I'm supposed to hate his son because it's a script, and I'm sure Dominic's a great person. He's a phenomenal athlete. I'll admit that. But the way that the WWE is written right now is amazing. I'm a huge fan. The Rock saying that shit about Jalen Hurts. Philadelphia just responds awesomely to all of their responses. Like when he called us trailer park trash and the whole place fucking erupted, I was like, yep, we're built for this. I'll see you again. I want to go to when the WWE comes back to this area just for the experience, because I think that the WWE, now that it's led by Triple H, is only going up from here. He displayed that this weekend in Philadelphia. He showed the kind of guy that he can be. He can be that businessman that Vince McMahon was and also not be a pervert. I think he's somebody that a lot of people look up to, but a lot of people also respect. So I think he's almost like the WWE's Dana White in a way, but I actually like Triple H a lot, and I think he's crushing it. So this was kind of like, I think the WWE's like, hey, we're here now. This is the new era. Get ready for it. It's going to be a lot of us bringing back the old guys, but it's also a nice blend of us bringing in influencers. Stay tuned. Maybe Dutch is getting in the ring soon. No, I'm kidding. In all seriousness, though, you see the Logan Paul, the Paul brothers are there. Speed, dressed up like a Prime bottle, getting kicked and RKO'd by Randy Orton was freaking all time. That's going to be a great moment. You got some of the old heads that are mad about that. They're like, I don't like this new WWE age, all this shit. Grow up, dude. Like when we were younger, they used to do stuff like that. Didn't that take you back to the childhood, Jack, when he's pulling the stuff off the announcing table and then he freaking slams the guy on it? They did stuff that you can do in the video games. They knew how to appeal to their audience, and that's why, no doubt, it was the most merchandise sales ever at a WrestleMania. I believe it was the most attended. It was the most watched. It was just, it delivered. I'll look up the stats on Filthy and Philly real quick, but it was the most everything, long story short.
And Snoop Dogg was there too. There was a lot of celebrities that were there, which is pretty cool to see in Little Philadelphia, or Big Philadelphia, I want to say. But yeah, no, pretty awesome things.
I found it. I want to ask you guys. So, biggest WrestleMania, Raw and SmackDown gates ever, because they had SmackDown in Philly Friday night and Raw in Philly. Most viewed WrestleMania ever, most social WrestleMania ever, and the highest WrestleMania merchandise ever. So I apologize. I don't know if it was the most attended. Oh, JJ buying some Philly media. He'll probably fucking end up burning it, though, because that's what he does. Point being, shout out to Philadelphia. Shout out to the fans for making us look good, because this is what Philadelphia is about. Moments like this. And to all the guys who got to go out there with their families, their friends, their sons, their fathers, their friends, whatever, and enjoy this, cherish it. I think that this is really going to be a legendary WrestleMania. It's going to be hard to top that next year. I'll leave it at that. Oh, shit. Little Kane's here. He wants to talk about WrestleMania. Little Kane, you have a quick thought real quick before we wrap up? I mean, with that name, I can't not let you
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
man,
WrestleMania.
the tribal chief, man. He's the GOAT. Had a good run. Cody Rhodes, though, he's a new king. That's my boy right there. Love Cody Rhodes. Day one lover of him. Some son, Cody Rhodes. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
The
What I
GOAT,
gotta say.
dude? The
Yup.
fucking GOAT?
Yup. He's the
Jack,
best.
would
Yup.
people from our generation call Cody Rhodes the GOAT?
No.
I didn't even know who
Oh,
the fuck
dude, he's
Cody- I
a
had
new
to-
GOAT.
Well, because like I mean, from what I know, everyone hated Cody Rhodes like up until recently. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say the
Oh,
GOAT.
no. John Cena's always been my GOAT, but Cody Rhodes, oh, love him. Love that guy right there.
Cena's probably my second favorite. It used to be Jeff Hardy, but it's probably Cena now. I really like the person that Cena
Jeff
is. I
Hardy
think he's a
is
good
really
dude.
awesome.
Jeff Hardy's fun to watch. But hey, last but not least, shout out to the WWE for bringing it back. I don't want to keep this thing held up. I appreciate you guys all for joining us. Little Kane, a.k.a. 302 Chuck, a.k.a. Delco Chuck. We appreciate you for joining us. As always, brother, hopping on with us.
Sir.
Ashley and Joey, I really want to thank you guys for delivering on all these awesome graphics. If you guys like the way our show flows, please make sure to drop a like and follow for the awesome people behind the scenes that make this show what it is every week. And last but not least, thank you, Jackson, for reminding me. Let's hit that intro. Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Like I said, please use TickPick. It's Philly season, Sixer season. No fees at all. But tonight's question, and I mean, this is going to hit home because this is where I prove Tom wrong. Would rather say that. So tonight's question we have for you is,
Go ahead.
What was the original name of the Philadelphia Phillies? A, the Pheasants, B, the Liberty, C, the Quakers, or D, the Nationals? And like we said, here's the leaderboard. The fans are with 3, Matt with 4, Tommy with 4, Dalt with 2, Josh with 0, Ash with 6, Decker with 3, and Sean with 0. So tonight's answer for you is the Quakers. So
I fucking finally got one. Fuck you guys.
With that being said, Tommy, okay, ready?
So I was right.
No, Tom, it's my segment. It's my segment, okay?
Go ahead. You're wrong.
Right, then we'll say who's right. So this is a history lesson. So in 1883, Philadelphia was awarded an expansion National League franchise to replace the Worcester Brown Stockings, a franchise that had folded in 1882. The new team was nicknamed the Quakers and immediately compiled a .173 winning percentage, which is still the worst in franchise history. So, Tommy, there's no such thing as Ruby, or whatever you said.
It
sounds like they just purchased the rights to a big.
They had 2 names because that's how much of a they were a dumpster fire of a franchise with a dumpster fire owner. You said one of the 2 names. You're right, the Brown Stockings, but they were also called the Ruby Legs. My proof right here. There you go.
Oh, is that Wikipedia, Tom? You can never trust Wikipedia.
I know. Oh,
this is like straight from like Philadelphia Philly trivia. Like this is this is where I pull all my answers from.
Okay, you're
to the
still not right. Like,
but it is.
Here's the thing: if you want the original name, it's the Brown Stockings or Ruby Legs. That's the original.
Okay,
name.
but
because they moved from, it's just like how the Sixers started out as the Syracuse Nationals and then moved to Philly.
But didn't they stay the Philadelphia Nationals for a year or 2 though?
Yes.
Okay, I do see what he's saying.
They were awarded a National League franchise where they became the Quakers.
Okay, they got
awarded. So it sounds like somebody went bankrupt.
So
yes,
you're
the
right.
owner of the Worcester Brown Stockings / Ruby Legs went bankrupt because his team was such ass. And he got awarded it. So then this business owner in Philadelphia got awarded a team when the Philadelphia Athletic Association wanted an expansion team of the National League. The MLB hadn't been invented yet. It was the National League still at the time. So he bought them, decided, I want no association with brown stockings or ruby legs. I want a team that's close to home. There have been the Philadelphia Quakers in hockey, Philadelphia Quakers in what was then football, not then even the AFL or the NFL. Oh, so then we got the Philadelphia Quakers in baseball after that, which only lasted a few years till the Philadelphia Inquirer and the owner liked it, changed the name to the Philadelphia Phillies. How about them apples, Jackson?
I think we're both correct, is what I'm saying.
We're
But
fucking
per this
saying the
question-
same shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Anyway. So
Remember when he
with
said he
that,
was going to school me, Dutch?
You two fucking schooled each other.
Anyway, with that being said, we got
Fucking schooled the fans. Thank you guys. Like gave us all fucking history.
We got
schooled me and
Seg-
Chuck.
the fans. Segs got it correct. And then Tommy, I'm not sure if you saw this, but and then we can wrap this up.
Go ahead.
One of the fans said this. If I can find it. Okay. El Captain, whoever that is, said it's C. Come on, they played in 1883. So we'll see. Anyway, so we got 2 fans getting it correct. So fans now have 4. Matt didn't answer, so no points for him. Tommy got it correct, so that's 5 for Tommy. Dalt got it correct, so that's 3 for Dalt. Josh didn't answer, and then Ashley got it correct, so that's 7 for Ashley, and that is what the final scoreboard is.
Throughout all this fucking bullshit, Tom got it right?
Yes.
What the fuck? You just fucking yelled about it and we fucking went through all that and
It was Tommy trying to be, Mr. Oh, I'm right all the time. Actually, so he was right no matter what. He was trying to prove me wrong, which he really didn't do that. We kind of cancel each other out.
Good job.
Tommy, did you remind a teacher for homework?
No, I didn't. I wasn't a little snitch. Come on. Whoever
wasn't
you are,
like
little
that.
Kane, in Delco, they teach us
Chuck.
snitches get stitches. It's like one
It's
of the
Chuck
first
who's on
rules
the
in
show.
the.
Yeah. I'm from Delco. I know.
You should. Well, then you should know that.
Anyway,
I was a Catholic school boy, and we all knew how to handle our business.
well, Tommy,
Yeah, I
you
go to
seemed-
Edinburgh. You know.
Oh, Interbird's a bunch of whatever.
Yeah. The clowns.
Tommy, it looks like your weight's been lifted off your shoulders. Dalton, you're looking good. Like Dalton said, and then we'll wrap this up. Tune in Wednesday, April 17th at Klondike Kate's in Newark, Delaware, in the top bar for our 2nd annual Autism Challenge.
Don't tune
Celebrity-
in. Show up.
Yeah, show up. Celebrity bartender event. We got this nice check right here. Can't really see me. Look at that shit. Anyway, we like raised like 2,500, close to 3,000 last year. Let's double it this year. So please come by and support us. Without further ado, unless Dawn has anything else to say.
Nope.
Nothing.
1 week
Okay,
from
cool.
today, the only other thing, bring cash. Klondike Kate 6 to 10. It's cash tips only. So if you pay on a credit card and you want to tip, your tip won't count for the Eagles Autism Challenge unless it's a cash tip. So please bring a cash tip. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and take it away, Jackson.
Yes. So without further ado, thank you for everyone who stayed on. Tommy, I'm still right. Hey, Josh.
Still wrong.
It's an outro, not an intro. Hit that motherfucking outro, please.